Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm using this Tropicolor palette between the Fancy Face and Sydney Grace to do this eyeshadow look. And I'm also going to be talking about 4 really simple, easy to remember, quick changes that you can make to work yourself towards better overall health. If you're interested in seeing any of that, then stick around. If you've never been here before, hello, my name is Rachel and I really enjoy playing with colorful eyeshadow. I upload several videos a week. They're all eyeshadow related and I also pepper in various discussions about general health, wellness, lifestyle, etc. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing before you go. Let's get going with this eye look. So I already primed my eyes using the Glam Light Icing Primer. This is the shade White Frosting, and everything I'm using is linked below in the description box. As you knew from the thumbnail, I'm playing with this Tropicolor palette from Sydney Grace. I got this secondhand. I paid $33 for it, including shipping. So overall, it was less than half price because this is retail $60. This is Sydney Grace. Sydney Grace is kind of a luxury brand. It's really excellent, high quality eyeshadows. I have the Quintessence palettes from their collaboration with Temptalia, and I was really impressed by the shadows themselves. They were very well pigmented, but they're so easy to blend, and I thought I kind of wanted a little bit more of that in my life. So I grabbed this one. This is the most colorful palette Sydney Grace has ever put out, and it is beautiful. It's really pretty. I've used it once so far. I think I used it 2 days ago, and I just wanted to play with it more because my look was beautiful. The performance was awesome. The mattes blend like butter and the shimmers are stunning. So today I really want to play with some of these green blue tones. When I used it first, I used some of the more brown, slightly more grounded neutral shades, and the green. So I am going to play more in the blues today. Again, I've already primed my eyes using the Glam Light Icing Primer. Let's get going. I want to load up my crease area with the shade Wolmer's. I'm going to link below the video where Tina from the Fancy Face talked about this collab with Sydney Grace and explained all of the shade names and the meaning that they had and how they were significant to her. She's from Jamaica and this palette is Jamaica inspired. So I'll link that video in the description box if you're interested. It's certainly worth watching, and I think it's fun, kind of gives you a better experience of the palette if you know the meaning behind the shades, the colors, and the shade names. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about 4 lifestyle changes or habits that you can incorporate right away to work towards improving your life. And I've broken these into categories. So let's first talk about daily. But look at this shadow. Look at this shadow. My brush wasn't perfectly clean. I think it had a bit of color on it still, but this is beautiful. It's performing so well. It's so soft and pigmented. Lovely. I feel like everybody who did a look using this palette when it was first launched went blue. So that's specifically why I didn't use blue the first time I used it. I went more neutral, and that look will be featured in my next While I Was Out. Anyway, I'm taking a Blend Bunny B4 brush and I'm going into Negril. I'm just going to deepen my outer corner a little bit. The first thing I want to talk about is your daily habits. Something that you can do every day, all day long, no matter where you are or what you're doing, whether you're at home, whether you're grocery shopping, running errands, sitting in the car, at work, whatever your life looks like, this is something that you can do, and that is to drink more water. Drink more water. I was watching a video, I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about how their goal is to drink 2 liters of water a day. I have a water bottle that I take with me everywhere. It's 24 ounces, and my goal is to drink 4 of those a day, and I have yet to actually hit that goal. It's my goal. In theory, it's a great goal, but if I don't do it, it's useless, right? Now, I did the math and I can't remember. I think that 1 liter is like 33 ounces. I think that's what it was. So basically, if my water bottle is 24 ounces, I need to drink 3 water bottles to hit approximately the 2 liter mark. Now, there are a lot of benefits to drinking water. Obviously, it's good for your body, it's good for your blood, it's good for your organs, it's good for your skin, it's good for your hair, your nails, it's good for you overall. Another thing that water does, which I kind of recently was reminded of, is that water can help not necessarily curb your appetite, but if you're feeling hungry, you might actually just need some water, and drinking a bunch of water can tell your brain, oh, actually, I don't need food, I was just thirsty. And that's something really interesting because I find myself feeling peckish now and then where I just want a snack. And it's sometimes related to boredom, which is a very dangerous road. It's sometimes related to dissatisfaction, which is an even more dangerous road. But often it's just, I'm here and I want to do something with my hands. I'll just have a snack. And drinking water can help deal with that urge because it turns out I don't actually need a snack, particularly because I don't live very physically active lifestyle where I am out and about moving around all day long, I don't really need that many calories. I just need some water. So I want to play in all of these shimmers. They are beautiful. They're so beautiful. The Rainforest and the Canefield shimmers are calling to me. I used Coconut yesterday, which is the only shadow in the palette which is kind of a matte with a bit of sparkle. It's not a pure matte, it's not a pure shimmer. And that one was an amazing inner corner highlight. And that would give me the lightness, because all of the shimmers in here are a little bit on the darker, like the darker side of medium. The waterfall shadow is beautiful. It's a lovely, true blue shimmer. Okay, I think I'm going to take Rainforest. I'm going to try it on my finger. A lot of times shimmers just apply better with your fingers. You're going to get more shine. I used to think this was more ColourPop centric, but I have found that a lot of the shimmers I have in my collection, they apply nicely with the finger. So here is Rainforest, and tell me that's not gorgeous. I'm going to place this on the center of my lid. It's going to be very blue. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't want this look to be like the look that everybody else did with this palette when it was launched. So I'm just leaving this on the center. And then I'm going to go into Coconut with my pinky and place that on the inner half of my lid. Yeah, I think I'll use a brush for this one. So when you're out and about, now again, these are things that I'm instituting. You can do whatever you want. Let's say I'm at the grocery store. I might impulse buy a lot of things that I should not be buying. Things that are not only not on my list, but also not good for me and bring no benefit or value to my life. And I find that if I bring junk food home, let's say I bring chips and cookies and ice cream and popsicles home, or any one of them really, I'm gonna eat all of them much more quickly than I ought to. And I'm gonna feel gross, and I'm gonna feel mad at myself for obliterating my plans and my goals. Like, this is not what you wanna do. Why are you doing this? It is a lot easier for me to resist junk food if it's in the store than when it's in my home, in my pantry, in my cabinets. The kids are in bed, the husband's busy, I just want a little snack. Whatever it is that I brought home, I am going to grab it and I'm going to eat way too much of it. I have very little self-control when those things are in my home, especially if I'm like emotionally eating, I'm feeling stressed or frustrated with the children, or there's clutter and it's annoying me. I'm gonna want to eat. And that's a very, very unhealthy habit. It's not a good way to deal with your problems. And it also makes my body feel kind of gross, which then exacerbates my feelings of frustration. So if I resist the urge when I'm away from home, whether I'm in a store or passing by a Dunkin' Donuts or a coffee shop drive-through, if I resist the urge at the point of purchase, that is a win for me, because I know that if I bring those things into my house, I won't be able to resist them. I'm taking a small and sort of pinched blending brush and going into Palm Trees, and I'm going to lay that on my entire lower lash line. The next tip I have, the next habit or lifestyle change I am personally instituting, is during meal times. I know that my body prefers to generally avoid carbs and processed sugars. I think that's true of probably everybody, or almost everybody. But I love carbs and I love processed sugars. There's just no getting around it. I love them. They're so good. They're really bad for you, but they're so tasty. And my goal for what to focus on at meal times, and this is very specific phrasing, is to focus on veggies and protein. Now, the reason I say that this is specific phrasing is because it's the positive side of the goal as opposed to the negative side or phrasing. What I mean is, to say focus on vegetables and protein puts me in a different headspace than to say avoid carbs and processed sugars. If I say avoid, it feels like deprivation. It feels like holding myself back and restraining myself, because it is, really. If I say focus on, I'm spinning it to the positive side of things, where I go, that's my goal, that's my focus, that's what I want to emphasize. And by virtue of me focusing on those things, I will kind of by default avoid, or at least back off of, processed carbs and sugars. It's a matter of phrasing, and the phrasing can be very important. At least for me, I don't like the idea of deprivation. Even though the end result is the same, somewhere in my brain I go, oh, I'm not allowed to have that. And then I get petulant, and I might get rebellious, and I might just dive into a bag of chocolate chips because I'm not allowed to. But if I say my goal is to focus on vegetables and protein, that I've put myself in a different headspace, it really does make a big difference for me. Now with a small flat brush, I'm taking the shade Cane Fields. I'm gonna load this up on my brush and then spray it because it's on a brush as opposed to my fingers, and I also am applying it into a very small area, so I want to be able to control where it goes. Cane Fields I'm placing on top of most of the green, honestly, because it's gonna be so pretty. Actually, I'll leave it on the outer half. I'm not gonna bring it all the way in. It's bringing a beautiful jewel tone to the green. The green that it was on top of was sort of a foresty brown-based kind of green, but still very green, not brown at all. And this is making it more rich and lustrous. The last lifestyle change that I'm implementing right now is regarding nighttime relaxation. Usually I put the kids to bed and I come downstairs and I hang out with my husband, and we'll sit and we'll put on a Frasier or a Parks and Rec or The Office, an episode of something that we like, and we'll have snacks. Whatever snacky things we have in the house, they come out at that time. And this is like 9 p.m. This is long past the time when I should be eating anything, long past the time when my body wants to be processing food. It's starting to relax, it's starting to wind down for the evening. Small blending brush into coconut. It's not helpful for my body to be trying to deal with digesting food that late at night. My new lifestyle change for this time of the day is water only after 8 p.m. If I say water only, it deletes all options for anything else. This also feeds into my first goal of drinking more water. It's going to help my body stay hydrated through the night, and I'm a nursing mom, so I need to stay hydrated because my baby might wake up 6 times to nurse. And just water is good for me, and snacking, especially late night snacking, is not good for me. So the flat rule of water only after 8 p.m. is just something easy for me to remember, and it helps me work towards my ultimate goals of having a healthier lifestyle, a healthier, stronger, more energetic, more well-rested, more well-balanced body. And I can't help myself. I'm taking my finger and dipping back into Cane Fields, and I'm going to put this right at the edge of the blue shimmer into the blue matte. This is sort of a peacocky kind of look without the purple, but it's just so beautiful. Now, can you tell me that these don't look like good quality shadows? They're blending beautifully. There's such good performance. So to finish off this eyeshadow look, let me tell you what I did. In my waterline, I used a ColourPop Creme Gel liner. This is the shade Crystal Crush. I have a black eyeliner. This is from L'Oreal Paris. It is called Lineur. I dropped it. Lineur Intense, I think is what it's called. I'm probably mispronouncing that. In the shade Carbon Black. I've decided I don't like this. I got it at Walmart, I think, and it's weird because it works really, really well. It's a very fine brush tip, and it's dipped into liquid, so it's great, right? My problem with it is that when I wash off my makeup at nighttime, this eyeliner tends to come off in flakes and get stuck in my eyebrows or my hairline. It's just kind of odd. I don't like the way that this washes off. I think it performs very nicely. It's not the easiest to use because it's a very flexible brush tip, but that's just a matter of practice. However, my qualm with it is when I'm washing it off. So I won't buy this again. Everything I'm using, by the way, is linked down below in the description box. On my face, I have the ABH Aurora Glow Kit as a highlighter. I used the blue. Hopefully you guys can see that. I specifically bought this face palette because it had blue, purple, and green, and those are colors that I wanted to have in my collection. On my lips, I'm wearing ColourPop Glowing Lip in the shade Mid-Century. I just dabbed a little bit on to bring in the color, and then I topped it with a ColourPop lip oil in the shade Smirk. I have mascara on. That's everything. Again, it's all linked down below if you're curious. So let's talk about this eye look and this eyeshadow palette, because totally beautiful, right? I know that this eye look is not unique to what I've done before. I've done this multiple times with different palettes in my collection. This might be the most refined shadows that I've used to create this eyeshadow look. And I mean, the color payoff is beautiful. The performance, like I said, the mattes blend like a dream. They're so easy to work with. There's no patchiness. There's no fallout. There's very little kick up in the pans. And the shimmers are so pretty. They're not the highly foiled, highly metallic shimmers of a lot of indie brands, but they are very, very good quality. They're really pigmented. They're beautiful, extremely shiny and sparkly. And then this one over here, which I haven't played with yet, is like a blue purple sort of color. This one here is a multi-chrome. It's sort of a pink, bronze, reddish brown. I'm really enjoying this palette. I'm really enjoying this palette. So I hope you enjoy the look. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope that you can take something from my suggestions, just a couple of lifestyle changes that you can make to work yourself towards generally better health. Please consider liking and subscribing before you go, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.